right? Now we come to the main part, components of a computer. So there are two components, hardware and software. We all know what is a hardware. Hardware consists of all the tangible parts of a computer, those parts which we can see. So hardware, I will be referring to hardware using this abbreviation. Okay, it refers to all the tangible parts, tangible or physical parts which can be touched. Okay, so all the parts involving, like you can see, the monitor, the keyboard, all peripheral devices which we are using. Okay, we use the speaker, we use printer. So all these devices which we can touch, we can see them. Those are what they are known as hardware. We already know that. And what is software? Software is the intangible part, or we can say the logical part of a computer, which can be seen only. And it is actually a collection of multiple related programs. And what is a program? Program is a set of instructions given in a specific order or specific sequence. So program is a set of instructions which we write in a specific sequence to perform a certain task. Okay, you want to find out the simple interest, you will have to first take in the you have to first read from the user the principal, rate and time. Then you have to apply the correct formula to calculate the simple interest, and then you have to display the simple interest. So that is a particular stepwise manner which we are following. Okay, and a computer is a dumb machine, because of which we have to be very specific with the instructions we are giving to a computer, right? So software means it is a collection of multiple related programs. Various programs, they are integrated together. Okay, programs, when they are integrated together, a series of related tasks. Okay, for example, if I just consider an example, Adobe Photoshop. We all know that Adobe Photoshop is what type of a software? It is an image editing and processing software. That is the task of Photoshop, is we can edit any type of image. Okay, we can edit photos, we can apply different effects to it, we can apply different filters to it. So the basic task, it is a collection of many. You might have seen a toolbox, you might have seen various menus, and they contain various commands. Each of the commands, each of the tools is a program in itself. Okay, and they all are doing the work which is related to images. That is, they all are doing related tasks. Got it? Similarly, Word, MS Word. What type of a software is it? It is a word processing software. What is a word processing software? It is a software which handles basically all types of textual tasks like typing letters, drafting letters, applications. Just a second, students, okay? Sorry, I had to just take that call. I couldn't ignore it. Very sorry for that, but I told the person to call me later. Yes, so we were at word processing software. So all types of textual work which we need to do, we use a word processing software for that. Okay, so software is one such thing which enables us to perform a number of related tasks. Got it? So it's not just a software which we are using for doing one type of task, but there are softwares which are system software which help us to interact with the hardware. There are such softwares also which help us to directly interact with the hardware. They form an interface between the user and the hardware and help us to work with the bare hardware, right? So that was about hardware and software. Types of software. This is very important, students. How many types of softwares are you aware of? There are basically two categories, two primary categories of software. One is system software and one is application software. The system software, it is again divided into three types: operating system, language processor, and device drivers. So let me tell you what is a system software. Just a second. So we are going to discuss about system software now. Let me give you an analogy to a system software. What would happen if you remember when I had started teaching in analogy from real life? Okay. That is, if suppose you have purchased, your family has purchased a new car, a brand new car, but there is not even a single person in the house who knows how to drive a car. So what would be the possible solution for that? Can anyone tell me what solution you will figure out? Because a new car is there, you have to use that car somehow, right?
They can
So
hire a driver.
what will you
They
We
can
can
hire a
afford
driver.
a driver,
do?
or we
One,
can learn how to drive a
one
car.
at a time, dear. Yes, Rohit, you can first say.
Ma'am, we can afford a driver, or we can
You
learn how to drive a car.
you'll either hire a driver or you will learn how to drive, right? Very good. Khushi Chauhan, what ideas you have?
Ma'am, same is this
Yes,
only.
either you will hire a driver or you will yourself learn how to drive. Got it? That means there has to be someone who will be working as an interface. है ना? Interface between the car, मतलब उसे कार चलाना भी आता हो और आपसे बात करना भी आता हो, right? So that person will be there who will be driving the car and taking everybody on a ride, right? So interface. Similarly, you might have seen train. So railways also, like railway carriages, which we see, the coaches, they also have an engine attached to them. Why? Because railway carriages cannot move on the tracks on their own. They need an engine to move on the track. So similar way, we need an interface which will interact with the hardware. We need an interface which will interact with the bare machine or the bare hardware. And for that purpose only, these softwares, they work at physical level of the hardware. The application softwares which we are using, like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Photoshop, and all, these softwares work only when the operating system is present on the computer. If the operating system is itself not there, if Windows is not there, Linux is not there, Mac OS is not there, then you will not be able to use any of these software, right? But a computer can even work without an application software, but not without a system software. There are basically three system softwares. One is operating system. Second is language processors. And third is device drivers. These are the three types of system software which are available. What are operating system? We all know they are famous by the names Windows, okay, Windows 8, Windows 10, now Windows 11 has also been introduced. Okay, so then we have Linux, then we have Mac OS, and then we have, did I write it correctly? Mac. Then we have Android, which are basically it's an operating system built for mobile platforms. Okay, and we have iOS. Again, it is for all the Apple mobile platforms, right? So these are a number of different uh, operating systems which we are familiar with, which are available in the market, and which we use for working on our computer. So the first time when you purchase a computer, you go to the shop and you first get your PC assembled. आप बताते हो what is the configuration you need, how much processor, what should be the processor's clock speed, what should be the uh, RAM, what should be the cache memory, what should be the hard disk, everything you just you need to fill a form where you will be just mentioning your preferences, and based on that the shopkeeper is going to, they already have their technicians with them, so they will build a computer for you, and they will also install the operating system and then only give it to you, right? So if only, and even
Is
if
still there,
even when you,
customized PC.
just a second, students, please don't interrupt in between. I will give you the time. When I ask you a question, at that time you answer, okay? At the end, because this the whole recorded lecture I will be uploading. Write your question somewhere, and at the end of the class you can ask me, right? I'm sorry for interrupting you like that, but please understand. So the link break. So this is what happens. You that person installs the operating system, and also when you are purchasing something online, these days there are laptops which you get with a minimum DOS support, as well as which come pre-installed with the operating system, and even Microsoft Office, most Windows-based laptops. Okay, so until and unless you have a base, भाई काम कैसे करोगे? You need an interface, right, to interact with the hardware. So for that purpose only, operating system is very important. It is the most operating system is the most important system software without which your computer won't work. Understood? Without which the computer will not work. Second is language processors. We will learn about all this operating system and language processors in detail in the chapter Insight into Program Execution, which is our next theory chapter, right? So we will be studying in detail about operating system there. So I am not going to go into detail here. Next is language processors. Now, what are language processors? You are visiting a foreign country, you are visiting Germany, and you are not familiar with German. What will you do? You will hire a translator there. Okay. Some, or we also call them as interpreters. What they will do? They know both the languages, so they will enable you to communicate with the local people over there. So language processors, why are they used? That is because your computer understands machine language. I have used a short term for machine language. You can see it on the screen. So computer understands machine language, that is a language of zeros and ones, but we are not familiar, we are not very comfortable with this language. That is why we need a translator in between, and that translator is known as a language processor. Again, there are three types of language processors: assemblers, compilers, and interpreters. We will be learning in detail about this in the next chapter, but here in this chapter, only a short introduction has been. Assemblers are something which existed before compilers and interpreters were there. Actually here you need to start from the very basics of your the history of programming. That is, in the very beginning we had the machine level language. That is simply the language of zeros and ones. Then next came, because it was becoming very difficult to work with program codes which are written in zeros and ones, and even data which is in the form of zeros and ones. So something known as assembly level language was introduced, where the work was not that much easy, but it was comparatively easier than machine level language. Why? Because every program code, okay, every binary code which represent a program code, it was given an English language code known as mnemonic code. For example, we started having codes like this: add, sub, MUL for multiplication, okay, DIV for division, load, store. So they started, I mean, there were short words which was quite comprehensible. Now it was quite easier to understand, because each of these statements which you are seeing, each of these words also corresponded to binary language. Understand. Also, it was difficult to debug, that is to correct the errors. That is the reason why short codes were introduced known as mnemonics, and this language came to be known as assembly level language. Let me tell you that machine level language and assembly level language, they both work at the physical level. Both machine level language and assembly level language work at physical level. That is, they work closer to the hardware, or we can also say that they actually drive the computer's hardware. वो computer के hardware को काम कराते हैं, right? You might have seen certain cases. There are various competitions in engineering colleges where students, they work in groups, and they design a robot which follows some instructions. So what is actually that? For that, you need to learn some uh, low level language, that is physical level language, in order to make that hardware device work. C++, C language is one such powerful language where simple programming is also possible, and this type of a programming is also possible where you can make a hardware work, right? But nowadays we have like Arduino, and various languages have been introduced. Python also supports this. We can make hardware work using high level languages only, right? But earlier days, when these languages were not very popular, there was no Arduino, there was no Python in early days. At that time, students used to learn the physical level language in C, and they used to make hardware devices work, right? So in our course, we don't have any such thing. All you need to learn is a high level language, that is Python. So what I'm trying to say is machine level language and assembly level language, these worked closer to the hardware. But still this language was very difficult. It was difficult to comprehend this language. It was difficult to learn the language. Why? Because of many disadvantages, which we will be seeing in a short while. So we have operating system, language processor, and device drivers. You purchase a new printer, and the printer, how will it work? It installs a software. Okay. It nowadays most of the devices are plug and play devices. Just plug in the device, and the operating system takes some time. It installs its driver, and it starts working. Driver is what? It's a specific software which controls that piece of hardware. Every hardware device, whether it's your monitor, keyboard, mouse, speaker, printer, plotter, anything which you attach to the computer, it needs the device driver. So these three, operating system, language processor, and device driver, they fall under which category? System software. Then we have the category of application software, means software which work on top of the system software. Software which needs the support of the operating system to work. Not necessarily language processor, device driver, but they need the operating system mainly, okay, compulsorily to work. So we have general purpose software like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Photoshop. These all are general purpose software which are not made for a particular organization. They are made for performing a certain task, and there could be n number of people using that software. But then we have something known as a custom software. Now I'll give you a very simple example to differentiate between the two. You go to the market, okay, some festival is coming, or it's your brother's wedding ceremony, so you need to purchase, you need to have new clothes. Go to the market, you see something hanging there and you just purchase that. A ready-made dress you purchase. That is what? General purpose software. And on the other hand, your friend says that no, I will not purchase this ready-made software. So I will not purchase this ready-made dress because it doesn't fit my dimensions. So I need something which will actually fit my body perfectly. So what do you suggest that person? Okay, what you can do is just purchase a cloth material and let's go to the tailor. So you purchase the cloth material, you go to the tailor and you exactly tell the tailor what do you need, okay, what type of a dress you need, what design you need, and also you give your own measurements also. So that tailor sews the dress according to your preferences and gives it to you. Understand the difference? Custom software is a software which is created for a particular organization or a company by a software firm. Okay. So suppose I have a small company and I want that one of the departments of the company, I want to digitize all the departments. I want that all the departments should be using computers and they should use they should use a proper software for doing that work. For example, hospital management software is there, library management software is there, institute management software is there. Okay, these days there is a software which is becoming very popular with the doctors. You might have heard about it, Practo app, right? So this Practo app contains so many things. It also gives it sometimes what your doctor will do will take the doctor will feed in the various symptoms and it will quickly come up with suggestions regarding it could be this disease, it could be a cold, a common cold, it could be COVID, it could be viral fever. So it will come up with a number of suggestions and also the possible treatment for that disease, right? And not only that, you can also, you doctors also don't need to remember the name of the medicine because the software itself provides recommendations and provides suggestions for which medicine to prescribe. So using that, they can easily create a prescription and that prescription could also be sent to you as a soft copy, which you can download, keep it as a PDF in your phone, take it to the pharmacy or mail it to the pharmacy if you cannot travel there. So many different things. So this is what a customized software which is created keeping in mind the requirements of certain or certain organization. Whereas general purpose software is a software which is created only for a certain, which is created for n number of people. Okay, company creates the software with most of the options and releases it. Okay, and many people they use the software. Got it? But custom software is created. You will not get custom software anywhere in the market. Like the software which has been created for ICICI Bank. That software will not be available online because ICICI Bank paid a software firm for that software, right? So There are companies like TCS, Infosys, Wipro. These all are companies, they are famous multinational software companies which provide such software outsourcing to different firms. Some firms are domestic firms, that is Indian firms, and some firms are multinational firms which are operating in other countries as well. And we also have utility software, that is software which is basically used for performing a certain type of task. For example, it could be you want to free up some disk space, so that you get a software for that, right? You want a task scheduling app, so that is a utility software. You need a malware removal tool, that is a utility software. So there are softwares which provide you with small tasks, right? So small concentrated tasks, they are known as utility software. So these are the different application software which are available. Yes. Now you can ask your doubts, students. Was this clear to everybody about software?
Yes, ma'am.
Now you can ask your doubts. Yes, Kushi,
And what is customized PC?
Ma'am,
one at a time, dear. Yes, Kushi, first you can ask.
can you tell us the examples of this system software, utility software, and general purpose?
System software is see,
What that?
system software means all your operating systems, Windows, Linux, Mac OS, Android, Solaris. Okay, these all are examples of operating systems. Then coming to your language processors, we have compilers and interpreters, okay, which we will be studying in depth in the next chapter. There are languages, programming languages, Python, Java, C, C++, Basic. You might have heard about these languages, right? Some languages are compiler based, some languages are interpreter based. The task is the same, that is to convert our high level language programs into binary language, that is machine language, and vice versa. The complete detail will be discussed later, but they do the same task, but their way of working is a bit different. Okay, so that is what those are what language processors and device drivers, any type of software needed to work with a specific type of a device. For example, I purchased a new graphic pen tablet. I just plug it inside. Most devices these days, as I already said, they are what plug and play devices. So you just plug them in and the operating system installs the necessary software for that. That software which drives that device is known as device driver. And sometimes my webcam is not working. What will I do? I'll just check my model, check the model of the laptop which I am using. Suppose I am using the HP model. So I'll just go to HP site and there I will look for HP laptop webcam driver. So it will provide me a link from where I will download a software. I will install that software on my laptop and then I'll restart it. My webcam starts working. So anything which I'm using Bluetooth, whether I'm using a webcam, whether I'm using a DVD drive or I'm using an external hard drive. So everything, whatever I'm using on my laptop or my PC, I need a driver to, I need a software to work with that. That is known as a driver. Understood, Kushi?
Yes, ma'am. And ma'am, one example for general purpose software and
General purpose software, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, uh, your Photoshop, all these type of softwares which we use on our computer.
okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Coming to custom software will be the school MIS which you people are using or which we teachers are using for entering your marks. That has been created by a specific software firm in Bhopal known as Adonai Technology. So our school had to pay money to them to use that software. Got it? So this is what they custom made the software for us. उन्होंने हमारे स्कूल के लिए स्पेसिफिकली वो सॉफ्टवेयर बनाया है. So that is what it is, a custom software. When I am specifically tailor making the software for some organization. Understood? Similarly, hospitals
Yes.
are using a software that is a hospital management software. A software is used for booking your railway tickets on irctc.co.in. That is a custom software which has been prepared by a specific cell, CRIS, CRIS. Okay. So it should be something that I don't actually remember its full form. Center for Railway Information System, something like that. That particular group is only working, they only develop software for IRCTC, all its portals, right? Similarly, there is a CBSE has its own cell, IT cell, which prepares all types of software. Like these days, CBSE is working on a special tabulation software for preparing the results of class 12. Understood? So these are custom software. Understood?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, Rohit. Now you can ask your question.
Ma'am, what are customized PC? What is customized PC?
Customized PCs are one is you just browse through various PC ads. Okay, you want to purchase a computer, whether it's a desktop or a laptop, you just check it online and you just get a bundle. There is a monitor, डेल का मॉनिटर है, डेल का सीपीयू बॉक्स है, सब कुछ इंटेल का है उसके अंदर. ओके, एवरीथिंग इज फिक्स्ड. दैट होल PC is available as a unit. You cannot change anything in that. Okay, that is what it is already available. But tailor made or custom made is what you go to the local shop, local computer shop. They will give you a form. In that form, you have to specify what all things do you want. You want a hard disk, you want a SSD hard disk, SATA hard disk, you want a RAM, how much RAM you want. You will provide your specifications, right? And accordingly they will build the, वो assemble करेंगे, उनके पास सारे parts रखे रहते हैं, they will only assemble that. So this is a tailor made or custom made. Got it? Most people, they prefer custom made PC. Like my desktop is a custom made PC. I went to the shop, I spent one whole day there, and it takes it takes hours, nearly 4 to 5 hours to build your PC. Okay, they will build the PC, they will check compatibility of devices, they will also install your operating system, which takes around 20 minutes, minimum 20 minutes it will take. And also not only that, they will also install the required basic softwares, that is all the office softwares they will install on it, right? So it takes time for that. So this is custom made. Got it, Rohit? Okay, Mohit, you can ask me your doubt.
And the system software includes 7 language processing software. So, ma'am, which converts human readable form to binary. So, ma'am, can we say that input unit and output unit, they contain the language processing software?
No, please do not confuse input and output devices with language processing, because the software is different. Those things which we were talking about, input and output, that refers to hardware, and software is different, right? Yes, you can say that it takes our program as an input, but that is a different thing. Okay, please don't concern yourself with this one. ये input और output devices में नहीं आएगा, right? Your software means the language processors, they do the work of translation. Okay, taking high level program, converting high level programs into machine language program, which will be actually processed by your CPU, and then whatever result is coming out, that result will be converted into the language which we can understand, right? Like for example, there is a binary code for every digit, right? If I want to print a sum of two numbers, like suppose I want to print the sum of two numbers and the sum of two numbers is coming to 10. What the binary representation of 10 is what? 1010. So we will not understand 1010. What computer will do, what the translator will do, it will convert this 1010 into the decimal 1010. Understood? And then only it will display it on the output device. So its work is translation, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes, Agni.
Ma'am, these device drivers that we can obtain online, ma'am, is it possible for them to contain malware or any sort of other spyware or viruses?
See, normally what we do is if you are actually downloading the device driver from the official website, like HP's official website, the chances of having virus is very less. Okay, official websites will give you the exact thing. But if you are downloading it from a non-trusted source, okay, from any third-party website, okay, from where like File Hippo is a third-party website, and there are many others. So वहां से अगर many times it happens that you instead of downloading the actual software, you are actually downloading a Trojan. Okay, Trojan appears to be a very useful program, but actually it is not. It creates a kind of a backdoor on your computer. पीछे का रास्ता बना देता है जहां से आपका डेटा कहीं और किसी और के पास जा रहा होता है और आपको पता नहीं होता, right? So that is why always go for the trusted sites. Like I'll give you an example. My laptop accepted the graphic pen tablet very well, but same was not the case with my desktop computer. So what I had to do for my desktop computer, I had to personally install. What I had to do is I had to just attach my graphic tablet, and it was an XP Pen graphic tablet. So I had to go to the website of XP Pen, and from there I had to download the software. I downloaded the software. I went to the official website. I downloaded the software and it got installed. Right. So the chances are less of getting infected if you are actually searching for the drivers on a trusted website. Right.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Any other doubts? So we come to the end of the class, students. Okay. One more day, the problem will be there when I have the IT paper. So I'll see whether it is a day when we have our class or not. And from next week, I'm going to take your computer class. I was thinking that I would take. I'll let you know what will be the schedule. Okay. I'll have to take half an hour more in a day for your class. Anyways, so thank you everybody.
Bye, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye and